Tubes.
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 See the red ones? Tubes. Tubes.
Hi, I am Brennan.
I am Cody.
And welcome to the Studio 48 Signal Path podcast, where Cody and I just kind of talk about as relevant of topics
as we can make,
as we in our 30s can come up with.
Yeah,
like we're the most relevant people in the world, of course.
Hold on, let me pull out my walker.
Yeah, no, so I had this thought this morning when I decided that we were going to throw this video together. Well, we were already planning on it, but we never have our ideas completely. The ducks are never in a row.
We kind of just make it happen as we go along, kind of.
The ducks are kind of loose. Like if the ducks are supposed to be in a row, they're not. They're running around the room and shit. But I had this idea that Cody would come up with. Yeah, Cody would come up with a metal tone on, in my opinion, one of the easiest amps to get a metal tone out of in the studio. And my goal was to create a metal tone with the polar opposite.
Yeah, a Bassman.
With a Bassman.
You think Bassman and I think John Mayer and that kind of music. And then you don't think that is synonymous with metal. But
no, you wouldn't. The thing is, though, you can really make these things doom.
Yeah.
You can crank them up and get some like super sludgy great tones. I mean, you really can get that. You can get a lot out of them, It just depends exactly what we're going for. Now the Bassman, on the other hand, on its normal channel is only 3 knobs. Volume, treble, and bass. And now the funny thing about the Fender circuits is, on amps like this, 12 o'clock or the number 5 or whatever is on your amplifier is typically 0. We're not increasing treble, we're not decreasing treble. On a Fender circuit like this, it's actually 6. 6 is the middle point where you're not doing anything.
Did not know that. And this is a 68, correct?
This is it's mostly stock, but this is a 1968 Fender Bassman drip edge. And it has had a little bit of things done to it throughout the years, but for the most part, it's about as 68 as it can be. What I did was I modified the power cable, so it takes a normal IEC cable rather than it being completely stuck to it with the vacuum cleaner cable. Because these things used to just be not grounded. If you bought one stock and it had a not grounded cable, a non-grounded, a 2-prong cable.
It was going to sound weird.
It's going to sound weird. You're also probably going to get electrocuted if you touch the wrong thing. If your house has bad outlets and things. Very dangerous. I made this as safe as I possibly could by modifying it to have, not me. People who are better with amps, like Matt Rystrom and Paul Marchman. All those guys are really good whizzes with amplifiers. This one was modified and changed around throughout the years, but for the most part, the tone is still a 68 Bassman, which was a slightly different take versus the classic 59 blackface circuit.
Right.
A lot of clean tone to it. This one is not quite as high headroom. It'll actually break up quite a bit as I push the volume, which is really cool.
Very nice.
And, for the Powerball signal chain, we have one 15-foot sorry cable. I love it's just dead silent.
Yeah.
Let me kill it. Noise gate doing its damn job. Honestly, just a very good, very good metal tone. It kind of has everything in the Engl family. Kind of has a deathcore vibe to me, which I'm not even sure if everybody even gets where I'm coming from with that. But deathcore to me, everybody's got their opinion. It's all music. It's all art. Really is his opinion. Deathcore, when I was first shown, it really reminds me of all the things I liked about metalcore, which I guess is metal and hardcore mixed together. So we have heavy vocals with articulate guitars played heavy, but deathcore was more about the intensity and the the actual like breakdown and making that melodic.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, that's just kind of where my experience comes from, and you know, that's coming from seeing deathcore at the local level, at the professional level, just about everything. You know,
yeah,
it's hard to say for certain what a band genre is going to be, I guess. But if I had to describe a guitar tone, you know, in that realm, you know, you can do it with a 5150, you can get it with some cranks, you can get it with some Marshall circuits.
I did it with the Rocker 15. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, but the Engl, it just really. The Engls take the guesswork out of it. You know, one other thing that's really cool is they have the electronic tube protection, which will let you know when one of your valves has failed.
Right.
It will keep functioning.
That is a wonderful function.
Yeah. I mean, if you have tube failure, it keeps going, you know, and in the time period where tubes might be hit and miss, that would be terrible. You know, if we get our tubes back and they all suck, you know, there's just failure rates extra high. I don't know. Who knows? But arguably, the easiest tone we could possibly get out of a Powerball is a metal tone. Am I right? I mean, that's really completely functional.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by you, and I'm going to kind of talk about...
Stand by me.
The way that we would go about attacking this sound on a pedal platform amplifier.
So, Brennan, let's get you on the Bassman.
You know, I got to go over here, and now this amp...
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, we heard it. Now, this is a very old amp that was made in 1968, as we talked about previously.
Yeah, it's got some quirks.
Well, it's just the simple design and the point-to-point circuitry. Handmade amps that are completely handmade are typically more noisy than circuit board amplifiers.
That is true. That is true.
And there's nothing really wrong with the circuit board amps, but their circuitry is more stable.
Nice.
Man,
Creamy.
I've had this amplifier since, I think, 2015 or 2016 is when I acquired it. I bought it broken and brought it back to life with the help of a few friends. It has
a
an
little
amazing
help from my
sound.
friends.
You know, I was playing Engls live and flipping through channels and using pedals and using the effects. So I was getting really crazy, and the idea was, no, simplify it. 3 knobs, pedals going to the front of the amp. Because
simple as it gets.
You can run a reverb into the front of this amp, and it sounds awesome. We're not talking about that today. Today we're talking about making this amp sound heavy. So, types of overdrive pedals or distortion pedals, things we're going to talk about. So, I like to combine, in some cases, this is one of those cases. So we have a plumes pedal. Now this is an overdrive in the family of a tube screamer. It drives a circuit. It makes an amplifier sound heavier than it is. And this is the Bogner Ecstasy Blue. It is based on an amplifier circuit, the Ecstasy circuit.
It's kind of a preamp.
It is like a preamp. It is like a Marshall type amp in a box. It's a Bogner amp inside a pedal format. So let's hear that by itself. So not a lot of gain there, right? When I push the gain really hard on this pedal, it tends to get a bit woofy, tends to get a bit saturated, saggy, whatever you want to call it. So adding a little helper here, which is going to increase the audible noise we can hear.
Yeah, a little bit of fuzz there.
A little bit of fuzz there. And once we have them both going, I just mess with my volume. Go me, but that's about where we were. So with them combined together, we get a sound like this.
Yes, sir.
So it has a great crunchiness to it. I'm going to push a little bit to get a little bit more gain.
Got to push it.
Got to push it. Got to push it. But, you know, it's not quite the same territory as the Engl, which we'll do a little bit of an A and B here in just a second.
Alrighty.
But, you know, it's getting the job done really well.
Nice.
So
very nice.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead. Let's hear the Powerball again real quick.
Yes, let's do.
Oh my God, it's crazy how like how much more metal that is.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get a little closer here. Not quite yet. I think I need a little bit more mids. I think I need
Getting
this
close.
backed off a little bit. Okay, maybe
I dare say you could do some more gain. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go a little more. All right.
Very nice.
Let's hear yours again.
Alrighty.
So much more metal, but you know, with the bass up, because I'm hearing more
with the bass on the Bassman.
So the bass on the Bassman is up. It's a little cut on the pedal because I was trying to keep it a little tight because just the Powerball's tight. So.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Man,
Getting there. Yeah.
getting there.
All right, I got brutal for you.
Tasty, tasty. I don't know. I don't know if I've hit the threshold of brutal. I just did some blind settings changes while you were doing that. So I just tweaked a couple things. Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess that answers the question, though. How metal can I get a Bassman to sound?
It's pretty
It gets
metal.
pretty metal. I mean, given the right, like if I had a KSR preamp or you know, something by Rev or like a G3 or maybe, you know, something less in this low gain Marshall territory, more in the high gain, I might be able to get a little bit closer. But man, for being what I have in my collection, on the fly, just compared to probably the brutalest amp that we have in the studio.
For sure.
Like really, really cool.
I don't know, man. Like this crank over here is pretty brutal too.
Yeah, the crank is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But this dialed in correctly, I mean, you can get the Swedish death metal sound out of this without an HM2. So
I like it. So yeah, you know, today. It's almost like the question, what amp should I get, you know, when someone asks that, and don't be afraid of just getting a clean circuit of some kind and just running a processor or pedals in front of it. That's one way to do it, or a solid state rig. I mean, there's so many different ways. I don't think I would be completely restricted if all I had was my Bassman. If I got every single amplifier was gone and all I had was the Bassman and my pedals, I think I could really do a lot of damage still. Would it be, you know, ideal? No. But I think if, you know, your desert island amplifier was a clean amp and pedals, I mean, great. that could work. You know, don't underestimate. You know, if you've been playing with a clean Fender amp for a long time and you've decided it's time to get into metal, like, don't sell it.
Yeah, don't sell it,
Get some
man.
pedals. Try some pedals with it, especially if it has a loop.
Yeah.
So, you know, in conclusion, don't underestimate the potential of your clean amp. I think that's a good conclusion for today.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Engl makes an incredible product all around.
I mean, Engl, you can get any tone you want, really.
Oh yeah, it's their take on it, but yes, to an extent, that's exactly what's going on there. Man, I don't have anything else to say here. I think I think this was good.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks, man.
We're gonna keep demos coming and different things. Just talking about gear. We're gonna hopefully get more creative as we go.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll spend all of our money on cool stuff to talk about. That's my favorite thing in the world. Spending my money on things.
I mentioned the HM2 because that's a preview because I'm going to buy one.
Nice. I really want the OD200.
That looks cool.
I really want the OD200. I think today was proof that I because if I had the OD200 into this Bassman, I probably could have gotten almost exactly. Yeah. Not exactly because 2 cabinets, whatever, but I think I could have definitely gotten even closer because you can like stack overdrives inside the OD200. So, well, hey, thanks again. We kept on lingering. We kept on lingering.
We did it.